series actually had a lot of ups and downs. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we are going to do another discussion rant review video. And as you can see by the title, today we are talking about Ginny and Georgia. Let's get started. So, I will be talking about this movie in a bit of detail towards the end. Okay, so I'm actually like going to split it into two. So I'll do like a non-spoiler review in the beginning and then switch to like all the spoilers and stuff towards the end. So just check like the timestamps in the description just so you can jump forward and backwards and see where all the spoilers starts. Okay, so because of that, the spoiler alert is in effect, but I'll be sure to say it again before the spoilers actually begin. Okay, so for real, let's get started. Okay, so what is this series about? Well, in a nutshell, Ginny and Georgia follows Virginia, aka Ginny, who is the daughter to Georgia, and they move to this new town, Wellsbury, and Ginny also has a younger brother called Austin. They all move to Wellsbury, and basically the whole series is a story of them adapting, meeting new people, having new friends, you know, relationships get intertwined and entangled, and a lot of drama, a lot of entanglements, a lot of situations go on in the series, and we just basically get to see all of that unfold before our eyes, honey.
My mom had me when she was my age.
You're gonna like Massachusetts. Perfect for a fresh start.
We move a lot, so I'm always the new girl.
Who's that?
That is Ginny's mom. I know.
This series came out yesterday, and I was not going to watch it. What was the date yesterday? Wait. The 24th of February, okay? And I was not going to watch it. Actually, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was not gonna watch it, but then my friend was like,
Lisa, you have got to watch Ginny and Georgia.
and you know, whenever someone tells me to watch something, I'm most probably gonna watch it. So yeah, I watched the trailer because I wasn't sure what the series was about. Honestly, the trailer did not intrigue me that much, but I was like, Mugele asked me to watch, so I'm not going to back out of a challenge, honey, okay? The series is better than what the trailer gives off, and I was glad that I gave it a try, or my friend told me to watch it. The series has 10 episodes. Each episode is like 50 minutes long, so it's probably going to take you just a little under 10 hours to finish watching. So this whole series has a lot of different themes embedded in it. This show is actually quite darker than I thought it would be, because there's a lot of talks on racism, self-harm. I just thought it was going to focus on just, you know, the dodgy aspect of Georgia.
I feel like I don't even know who my mother is.
I've done things I'm not proud of, but I'd do them again. I'd do anything to protect my kids like no one ever protected me. Anything.
But, you know, talks on divorce and, you know, part of the LGBT community, there's a lot of different topics, and there's a lot of darker moments in the series, and I didn't think it would take that turn, but there were some certain reasons why vibes, you know, in between just a little bit here and there. You know, I didn't think that would be the case, but that's the case. There's a thriller vibe to it. There's obviously drama. There's obviously romance. All of those intertwine and meet in the middle in this series, okay? And honestly, I thought this series was going to be more focused on Ginny and Georgia, like as a duo. Can't you see the relationship? Like that was the core point of the series. But honestly, it is more of Ginny and Georgia. We see how Ginny is living her life at school, doing the things, we get to see her life unfold, and then we see Georgia's life unfold, and then of course somehow they're going to meet in the middle, but the core story is not just about the relationship between the two. So now, because this is a thriller, there's also a mystery element to it, and because of that you have to try and put the pieces together for yourself as the series unfolds. Okay, they give you a piece here, a piece there, a piece here. You gotta put them all together and try to figure out what is happening, what are the secrets that are being hidden, you know, trying to find out the truth for yourself while the series unfolds, and eventually the truth comes out. Eventually you want to try and guess out the truth before the truth, you know, is told in front of you in the shadow. So for me, this series could have been better. I think it could have been better because like most of the action pattern drama things and the only episode that really like kept me on my feet, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much drama happening, what's gonna happen, is the last episode. The ones before that are all very like okay, like it's watchable. Like by the end of the episode you want to watch the next one and the next one and the next one. I just feel like there could have been something more that they could have added to it. Like I feel like it had higher potential than what, you know, ended up being given to us. I don't know if that makes sense. So in order for me to, you know, expand and elaborate on what I'm saying right now, I have to dig deeper into the series, and therefore this is where the spoiler part of this review comes in, honey. Okay, so if you have not watched it and you want to watch it, you can just, you know, call it quits over here and go watch my other videos. Thank you very much. From the beginning, I already knew that the mother then killed Ginny's stepfather. I knew it from the beginning. So when the truth came out at the end, I was like, you could tell at the funeral that when she was crying, all those were just crocodile tears, honey. She was happy, she was chiching, she was cashing in on the money, honey. Okay, that's all she wanted. So Ginny's 15, right? She's 15 years old, and so they moved to Wellsbury, and her neighbor is Marcus and Maxime, and they both go to the same school. They're twins, right? So then Morgan called Ginny okay, literally meets Marcus meets Marcus literally like 2 seconds ago, and sister is already going all the way. I'm like, for someone who says, oh my gosh, I have no experience, honey, you haven't done anything, she was ready to do everything. And I was honestly just like, Mogele, you are 15. You are 15. Do you understand what my worries were at 15, honey? I was just trying to pass math. I was still watching Disney at 15, okay? I didn't have all this drama. I didn't have all this drama. I didn't have, you know, I wasn't actually searching for what you were searching for, honey, within 2 days of meeting someone, honey. Hello? What? I'm just like, how are you 15 and making moves already, honey? No! Reel it in. Reel it all the way in. And I was just like, from the first episode, I was like, Ginny is turning into Georgia. For someone who didn't want to turn out their mother, they turned out exactly like their mother. But if you did not find Georgia sketchy from the beginning, then honestly you were not paying attention, honey, because from the beginning I already was giving her the side eye because she was sketchy as hell, okay? And honestly the dumbest thing she did was to buy a house before the cash payout. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Oh, someone's dead, I'm gonna get the money, let me go buy a house. Nah, cash in first, then spend the money, honey. Ooh, and then guys, then I spotted Vanessa and Kit from Backstage. Like, it was one that watched Backstage. Backstage was low-key my guilty pleasure. But that all-nighter thing looked super fun. I wanted to go there where they spend the night at the school and have like a little party situation going on. I wanted that so bad. I was like, that's so nice. That's so nice. But I honestly understand why they did not have that at my school. I think because the kids that went to my school, if they were to spend an entire night together. And I was living for the soundtrack, honey. Living. It was giving me life. So I'm like the only one that felt like Marcus and Hunter should have swapped names. I don't know. I feel like Hunter's character should have been named Marcus and Marcus should have been named Hunter. I don't know, just based on the character traits. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but I feel like they should have swapped names. And I was just like, of course, Marcus paints and plays the piano. So as I said, the final episode is the one that had a lot of drama for me. That was like, oh, there was like, oh, I was like, ah. Especially the scene where like everybody finds out about Marcus and Ginny, you know, when they in the hallway, and then like one person keeps coming up one at a time, and then they find out also you knew about Ginny and Marcus, and then they tell, because then, you know, because it all started with Ginny and Maxime, and then the rest of the gang. They come, the 2 chicks, they join in, then they find out that Abby knew, and now people mad at Abby, and then who shows up? And then Hunter shows up, and then Maxime is like, oh, by the way, your girlfriend was even with my brother. And as if things could not get worse, then Marcus shows up and he's like, okay, so what's gonna happen? We're popping. Ooh, guys, that scene was so dramatic. I was just like, oh my gosh, the drama overload, my heart can't take it. But Netflix likes these cliffhangers, hey? They really like these cliffhangers because Firefly Lane had the same template what's the word, behind her eyes had the same template. You know, that whole having two storylines run concurrently, like the present one and the past one, and then they just keep flipping back and forth between the two, and they're running concurrently until they somehow meet in the middle, and then the show will end on a cliffhanger. Like, Netflix is really liking the structure lately. Now I have questions. I want to know who Anthony Green is. What happened to him? I want to know, is it possible that he is Austin's father, that the mother was keeping away from them because he turned out to be dangerous, but now he's a missing person? Well, Anthony's a missing person. So I just want to know what happened to him. Also, everybody is currently mad, like the way the series ends, everybody is mad at Ginny because of what she did with Marcus. So I want to know if will there be any closure there. Then I want to know how Marcus is gonna handle things, because Marcus was left hanging and she was like, we'll talk later, but Mugela was leaving, right? And I want to know that what happens with her and Austin, because then they decide to leave the mama because the mama's dangerous. Then I want to know how the mama gonna handle things when she comes home from the celebratory party to find that her kids done left and her plant got burnt. So I have all these questions because of the single cliffhanger. They decided not to resolve certain things, so now we have to want a second season because now we want answers. Okay, they really liking the structure. As I said, they want to milk a series. How do they want to milk it all the way? I feel like they should have been older. Like the things that these kids are going through as 15-year-olds. Okay, I don't think people in my high school went through this much drama, or maybe I was oblivious to it. I don't know. But the people around me, let me just say, do not have this much drama at 15 years old. I just think the character should have been at least 18. Okay, let's make this legal. Okay, because people be out here smoking, drinking, doing all those things at 15. Like, I feel like they should have just been older. You know, now granted, there are 15-year-olds that be out just smoking and drinking and doing all this stuff, but like still, overall the series is intriguing. It was entertaining. I liked it. I'm ready for the second season because now there's a lot of cliffhangers that we don't have the answers to, of course, because it's a cliffhanger. So I would like to know what happens. Thank you very much. So on that note, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, switch on post notifications, all of that amazing stuff. Until next time, stay grand. Bye.